10-5 and still have a shot at home field throughout the playoffs, but there are questions about his future. Brady is 41 years old. He has a rumored knee injury, and his stats have been un-Brady-like this season. In addition to that, some NFL insiders predicted on ESPN.com that the Patriots will take a quarterback in the first 2 rounds of next year's draft. This week, Brady was asked if he'll definitely play next year, and this is what he had to say.
I absolutely believe I will. I know I've talked about it for a long time. You know, I have goals to play not only next year, but beyond that, and I'm going to try to do it as best I possibly can. I'm going to give it everything I have, like I always have. It'll certainly be a challenge. I don't take any of these things for granted, but I hope I can keep playing. I hope I can keep playing at a championship level. I'm feeling really good, Jim. It's been 15 weeks of football, and there's always bumps and bruises you deal with, but I'm feeling great for this time of year. I'll take it every year to be feeling as good as I am at this time in the season.
All right, we're joined by FS1 NFL analyst James Harrison. James, good to have you back. You have played with and against Brady. In your opinion, how much longer will he play?
I think he will play as long as he wants to because Robert Kraft is going to let him play as long as he wants to. But in actuality, health-wise, I think he has 2 or 3 years left, a max.
But 3's a lot now.
3 is a lot, true statement. But if you get some more help around him to where he's not having to worry about his footing and his safety in the pocket, get some more receivers. Gronk is not being Gronk this year. You know, I believe it has something to do with his back injuries. I had that same back surgery.
You did?
And a lot of the things that he's doing now, the movements, how he hits the ground, how slow he gets up, that's just pounding from like the wear and tear of that surgery and things, you know,
Doesn't he look
up.
like he's near the end?
Oh, yeah, I would think so. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't come back next year. So,
well, he's not coming back to New England. He might go somewhere else, but he ain't coming back to New England.
So, you know, the Brady thing, like I say, 2-3 years. But, you know, in actuality, I think, you know, they're not going to boot him out. If he wants to play, you know, Mr. Kraft is still going to give him that opportunity.
I disagree. I'm going to say one year because he's not the same Tom Brady. And see, the reason why the Steelers diminish your role and let you go on because you had a level of play that you had established. And when the Steelers felt James Harrison was not the defensive player of the caliber, it's like, okay, James, we're going to let you test the free agent market. Well, if you look...
also disrespectful the way they, you know, some days you'd show up and...
No, I'm talking about before because he had gone to Tennessee before.
Oh, yeah.
Cincinnati.
You were Cincinnati. Cincinnati was first.
Right. Yeah, we went to Cincinnati, took the North with us. But go ahead.
That's a good point.
And that's the thing, is that Tom Brady has established this level. Look, he's not playing at that level. That's okay. As you get older, you can't maintain that level of play. LeBron doing what he's doing in year 6, that was an anomaly. And even Tom playing as well as he played at 39, 40 is an anomaly. But it happens. We saw Peyton Manning win the MVP. He was, 38? 55 and 10. He comes back and he goes, 39 and 15. You're like, but, you kind of start seeing some things in there. And then the next year, off the cliff, you win. That's what happens. Okay. If you're going to measure, if you just measure Tom Brady against average guys, you're like, oh, yeah, he's playing unbelievable. But that's not the standard. Tom Brady, the standard is Tom Brady's excellence. Do you believe he's still playing like that on a consistent basis? Now, if you want to make your argument for him, you can go back, look at game tape, pick out 150 plays, and say, look at Tom. Man, Tom look as good as he did in year 10. And I can go get 50 plays, 150 plays, and say, look at Tom. He looked like he's 50 and not 41.
What does the record tell you?
Hold on. You see what you did there?
I didn't do anything there. I just asked you a question.
His record. So is that a Tom Brady or is that a team stat? Because James said they needed more players around him.
They do.
Oh, so why all of a sudden they need more players? You never said that before?
Despite the erosion of talent, they should be the 1 seed in the AFC. If not for the debacle that was the Miami Miracle, they would be the 1 seed right here, right now. And that indicates that the quarterback is still playing at a pretty high level, maybe a very high level. You can pick about all the stats you want. You can say he's flinching and ducking and diving, whatever you want to say. All I know is without the Miami Miracle, we would be talking about number 1 seed New England in the AFC. The 1 seed's pretty valuable, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Very.
2 games at home to get to a Super Bowl. It should be that right here, right now, except for the last play at Miami.
So, right? But why do they get the benefit of the doubt? Kansas City can say the same thing without letting Phillip Rivers march 75 yards, getting a touchdown and a 2-point
That's
conversion.
a march 75 yards, not a I just did a flip hit, all that. I got
that,
Gronk trying to tackle somebody.
But you could have won that game at Tennessee. You could have won that game against Detroit. You could have won that game at New England, and then what? We have a different argument, right? Or what about that sack that he took right before the half? That's 3 points. And that point, the last play of the game is moot.
Okay.
Did he not put them in position to win the football game?
Yeah, he also put them in position to take points off the board.
How many yards did he throw for at Miami where he'd lost, 5 of the last 7 games? Is that what it was?
Okay.
He threw for 358. Is that washed up?
But you gloss.
Is that reason to kick him out the back?
No, but here's the thing. But you gloss over what he did against Buffalo when he threw for 161, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Is that a reason to throw a parade for him?
Did he have a wide receiver against Buffalo? He did not. He has nobody who can separate. Nobody. He lost Josh Gordon. Gronkowski has become a liability. Not just he's down, he's not quite what he used to be. But you don't even want him on the field anymore.
Was Gronk on the field in Miami?
Well,
what about Julian Edelman? Was he on the field?
Josh Gordon.
What about Cordell Patterson?
Josh Gordon was on the field in Miami. He's a dangerous wide receiver who can run past people.
But you said he had a pen on his back.
You said that he had a pen.
And you co-signed it, so you cooperated with what I said. Okay. But this is what I don't understand. Is that when Tom Brady plays good, nobody mentions Cordell Patterson. Nobody mentions Edelman. Nobody mentions those no-name guys.
I do.
Edelman's not a no-name guy. I'm not going to let you say that.
But that's what I'm saying. But when he loses, he needs help. He's winning Super Bowls with those same guys that he needs help with now. Why?
How many Pro Bowlers were on offense for the New England Patriots? 1, and you said that was a bogus one because Brady shouldn't have made it. So that's the only Pro Bowler on offense.
He shouldn't have.
How many Pro Bowlers on defense? Do they have a James Harrison in his prime? They do not.
No.
They have a corner who's really good, Stephon Gilmore, and that's it. Period. End of story.
But they really never, since they've gotten rid of, they've only had one top flight in the last, say, decade since they got rid, and that was Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones is the only legit pass rusher. Guy that says, you know what? Hey, Chandler, go make a play on the quarterback. You don't have to call anything.
I thought Jamie Collins was that too, and he just didn't like him and cut bait.
Well, he was more. He
could make plays all over the field, but he could rush too.
Well, the thing that they didn't like about Jamie Collins is that he freelanced.
Yeah.
And then Coach Belichick,
he wasn't in the system. I agree.
You don't
get
freelance in the system.
And every once in a while, I look up right now for Cleveland, and he's making a play.
He'll make a play in the backfield, but he also let the tight end run guarded up the seam.
I got it. He did not fit. But now all those cogs are eroded cogs. You know, the talent level has sunk.
Yeah.
This is the worst defense.
And so has the other talent level.
Okay, but I'm not saying it's a terrible defense, but it's the worst defense Belichick has put on the field in his 19 years in Foxborough. Okay? So Tom Brady has had to overcome that. Tom Brady has had to overcome what is now the worst receiving core in football. I don't know a worse one.
But when have we ever had to worry about Tom Brady having to overcome a defense or skilled players? Because we never said that because that's what made him great. Now all of a sudden he needs help. Thank you. You're making my argument for me. Yeah, you are.
The question was, how much longer you think he go play?
I give him 1 year. He gonna play. He's gonna play 1 year in New England. After that, one of them got to go. Either Coach Belichick's going or he's going. Because, see, he keep putting up that chum out there. Now, Coach Belichick says, look, I'm not worried about next year or the year after. I'm worried about the Jets.
Right.
Tom Brady the one that keeps bringing it up.
He does keep bringing it up.
He keep bringing it up. He can't go Coach Belichick. You know Coach Belichick. Coach Belichick says, we're going to the Jets.
Right.
He said, I ain't worried about next year. He said, I ain't promised next year. Tom Brady keep on trying to throw that out there. Coach, I'm going to play.
It's intended strictly for that coach and for Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, why you worried about me? I've been retired. I've been retired almost 15 years, Skip.
But he was just gushing about how much he loves football, how he still jumps out of bed.
Coach Belichick loves football, too. Coach Belichick said he love it. Said he love coaching new players, getting them right. That's what he does.
Well, so Tom Brady is saying that I'm having as much fun as I've ever had because, to me, after that case I just made to you about the defense and the lack of receivers, this is his greatest achievement. I think this is as rewarding a year as he's ever played.
Coach Belichick said, you know what I love? He said, I love getting new guys and putting them in there and showing I can do what I can do with them. Remember, that's what he did with Eric Rowe in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He was going to show you. Remember, that's what you said. He was trying to show his genius. So what would he love more than
Derrick
anything?
Rose still on the team?
I'm not talking about that. I don't know what team he's on right now. But what you think will give Coach Belichick the ultimate satisfaction, the ultimate gratification, taking a guy not named Tom Brady and getting to that old bowl, James?
And how long is that going to take?
It don't take him no time. I give him 2 years with anybody, Coach Belichick, I have him there.
2 years?
2 years.
Anybody?
Anyone. Not named Brian Hoyer.
So I believe they will draft a quarterback. He's going to draft a quarterback.
But
So
Skip, they don't take quarterbacks in the first round.
Okay, so I looked it up. So he's drafted 9 quarterbacks other than Tom Brady, and the highest was Jimmy G in round 2. And there were 3 third-rounders, including Jacoby Brissett.
Ryan Mallett, what did he take?
He didn't have Ryan Mallett.
Who did he take? He took some guy from. He took Rohan Davies.
He did in the 4th round. Cliff Kingsbury, who's now at USC, 6th round. Who else would you? Oh, Ryan Mallett. He's on here. You're right. He's a 3rd rounder. I'm sorry. I skipped right over him. And then I don't know why he took Danny Etling in the 7th round last year. So Danny Etling is there, and I never liked Danny Etling at LSU. I never could understand.
Of course not. You don't like anybody that played the SEC if they got to deal with Bama. I notice how we go on and talk about. Can we talk about Alabama tomorrow?
Yeah.
You don't mind?
No, maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow.
Can we talk about Alabama tomorrow?
You mean 60-35? That's going to be the final score. Well, that's going to be the final
I know what you try to do, Skip Bayless. You try to spring a surprise, and that way if Oklahoma wins, you think you're going to talk about it. I ain't coming. If Oklahoma wins this game, I'm not coming to work on Monday.
I'm giving Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's going to put up 35 points. That's a lot on Coach Saban, right?
I'm not coming
St.
to work.
Nick?
If Oklahoma wins on Saturday.
With the worst defense in the history of college.
I'm not coming to, I'll be watching you from home, Skip.
Okay. Good to know.
Is that like a vow? Is that like
vow? 100. I'm gonna call in. I'm gonna do my show from home. I'm gonna do my part from home. Can I call in?
Jenny, can they pull this off?
I'll just take your seat. I'll talk about Oklahoma plenty.
Tua is not right yet.
Tua's fine. I want to know why they made Tua show up for media day and not Kyler.
Kyler was sick.
Hey, he ain't sick yet, but he about to be.
Yeah, Baker was sick last year and missed media day.
He was sick because them dogs were gonna put that thing on him. Them Georgia dogs put that thing on him.
They
we'll talk plenty of college, I'm sure, tomorrow. And let's make sure you do come on Monday. We'll see if we've got a game. But we are going to move on to the Steelers because James, he knows
a thing or
there.
two.
What does he think about Coach Tomlin should be on the hot seat? We'll discuss next.